lead up to Marcus Aurelius, man. And they get ready to try to push that Marcus Aurelius on everybody.
May I add, it's actually reports of black lights being reported, in different states of who has, the waters and who has, who doesn't. These black street lights and whatnot, used to be.
Yeah, they was talking about.
Well, something's going on at the street lights. You know how I know? Because I ride my bike a lot, all right, for cardio and to move around, especially around these parts. And there's something happening I got my little speaker box and I play my music. I gotta listen to the deepness. All right, for those you don't know what that is, it's talking about house. Right. But when I'm rolling, I'm listening, and what's something that started happening these last couple months that never happened before. Every time I get to an intersection, the music gets distorted.
Yeah.
Something's going on. They got something's going on with at all the intersections. Because every time I get to an intersection, I'm in the middle of the block. Music's fine, signal's fine. I get to the intersection, it's lagging or it's weird. It gets staticky.
5G amplifiers.
Yeah, and that's something I noticed over the last couple months. Is that's been happening. All right, but yeah, they're gonna lock down. You're not gonna be able to go city to city. Well, you can finish that.
Yeah. Second Ezra 15.
Anybody want
verse
this
16?
Before I toss it?
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Kind. So these Babylonians are fed up, man, with their crooked government. They are fed up, all right, and people are getting to that point where they about to lose it, man. All right.
Hey, who was that who said it? When people have nothing to lose, they lose it.
Gerald Celente says that all the time, man. When people have nothing else to lose and death.
Right, and these people don't have nothing to lose, right?
Blowing on me. Whoever that is, man, death to them.
Wow, Connie. These people don't have nothing to lose, man. People losing their right. You got the eviction moratorium. People losing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? So these people ain't got nothing to lose, man.
Yeah, I was watching a video where the dude was talking about how he's starting to see homeless women sleeping under the shelters in the park, in the forest preserves.
That's a spirit.
All right, groups of homeless women getting together, so they sleeping together so that they don't get attacked in big groups.
Yeah, they take.
But yeah, that's okay. You gonna have a whole group of dudes roll up on y'all, right?
Because that's the time period we're heading into, man. All right, the scriptures talk about it in Isaiah the 32nd chapter, man. All right, the rise ye women that are at ease.
You're gonna have Hector the rapist go back and get his crew. Like, oh, it's too many of them for me by myself. Let me go back and get the boys.
Because why? The brother just went into it. He said they shall have no pity upon his neighbor, man. It's gonna be lawlessness out here. There ain't gonna be no compassion. Go ahead up.
Yeah, that's what the Lord said. For the love of many shall wax cold.
Yeah, and then they just made prostitution legal in New York. How long you think that's gonna be across it? Because they know what's coming, man. Mm-hmm. All right, they already know what's coming.
Winter's coming.
Yeah, it comes. And when you go into the word sedition, it means it is conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against a monarch or an authority. And what type of speech? The scripture talk about how he was a lamb and spake as a dragon, roughly paraphrasing. So this type of draconian message that these devils, these different mandates, that's what's gonna have these people, and that's gonna incite these people to rebel, man. You passing these, you here it is, you making it a mandate. You violating people's constitutional rights. You taking people's children away because they ain't letting their children get a vitamin B12 shot at birth. So these type of speeches gonna have people rebelling, man. Telling you to stay home. Over there in Australia, they got the ghetto bird flying around there telling people to stay home, telling people to go in their house. You know what I'm saying? And these people, this is an entitled generation, man. So people feel like they entitled to something because they fail to realize that they slaves until this day. So they think that they're supposed to have the same rights and liberties as the elite of these Edomites, man. Right. But contrary to pop belief, that's not so. And it's going to be made manifest in the near future, man.
Come on.
This real quick, Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, going into the mandates, man. All right, because that's what this is, an unrighteous decree that Esau is trying to forward in his agenda. Here it is. He wants to put a foreign substance in you people's body. And just not too long ago, they was pushing that whole my body, my choice. What about now? You know what I'm saying? Do you now have...
Yeah, you're right. It was all good then.
Yeah.
When you were murdering babies.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden that don't count anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out that the FDA did not
Yeah.
do what the media said that they did. They extended the use of experimental thing. It was not accepted and mandated or whatever the hell they said. So they did a word play on words and just to move forward, man.
Yeah, it's still under the Emergency Authorization Act.
So all they did was an extension. So basically, they used democracy again. All right.
And that's
Like I said, it's always a democracy grenade ready to kill some people, man.
Democracy airstrike.
Pretty much.
That's an unrighteous decree, man. It says in that right grievousness which they have prescribed, because what this don't do, bring grief to the masses of these people, man. All right? Like the scriptures talk about it in Daniel, I believe y'all quoted or brought out earlier, Daniel 8:25, man. And through his policy.
Bring it out again, bro.
Yeah, okay. I'll grab it then. All right, real quick, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. It says, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. All right, and that's what he's trying to do, forward his agenda. He wants to establish his new world order, man. All right, it said through his policy, through his laws, man. Because you got the three different branches of the government. You got the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branch.
And
man.
then, and matter of fact, and guess who's ruling over? Things that ain't even got nothing to do with the government. The Federal Reserve, all right, and now the medical. They're ruling over your branches of government. And then they wonder why people are upset.
Yeah.
All right?
That's right. It says, and through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Right. You got three branches of government that's not even being used, man. The Federal Reserve dictates the policy of your three branches of government, man. And now the damn APA, not the APA, but the American Medical Association. That all this bullshit. They dictating. They have more power than your government has.
And that's the spirit we're dealing with. You know, the politicians, they got what's known as lobbying, man, where they have these major corporations, all right, send them money to try to sway them into passing certain laws.
Hey,
man.
I don't know if you brothers saw the video on J.D. Rockefeller and how he came in and
The American Medical
what he
Association.
did, right?
Yeah.
He basically took them all. He gave them a bunch of money
Yep.
and then was able to dictate their textbooks and what and he pumped up his petroleum-based medicines, which what we're still using to this day, which is causing cancer and killing people still to this day. And way back then, when it's discovered that the petroleum-based medicines were killing people, what did he do? He started the American Cancer Association. All right, we started that, and then what did they do? They doctor up the numbers and make sure they bury all the evidences that proves that their medicines were causing people to have cancer. Meanwhile, they'll poison you with chemotherapy, and all the doctors that use, somebody get Ezekiel 47 and 12, and all the doctors that use natural remedies and things like that got outlawed or deemed quacks. All of a sudden, things that were being used in nature to heal people for thousands of years, all of a sudden became obsolete, man. And now they're dealing with the science, this science, and it's all pseudoscience. There's a difference between actual science and pseudoscience, man. All right, false science. All right, but go ahead, read it, brother.
This is the book of Ezekiel 47 and 12. And by the river upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side, shall grow all trees for meat, whose leaf shall not fade, neither shall the fruit thereof be consumed. It shall bring forth new fruit according to his mount, to his month, Salakia, because their waters they issue out of the sanctuary. And the fruit thereof shall be for meat, and the leaf thereof for medicine.
Right, so the fruit there should be for meat, and the leaf for medicine, man. So we can be healed by the natural healings that the Lord gave us. All right? We can. And what J.D. Rockefeller did, when he came into power, he made sure all that got rid of. And if you brothers remember, going back about 5 6 years ago, you had all the mysterious deaths of all them holistic healers. All them doctors started showing up dead all over the country. And now we understand why. All them holistic healers, it was hundreds of them, were popping up dead all over the country, man. And weird boating accidents, gym accidents, just weird shit, man. They all came up dead, and now look what's going on. All right, because now it makes sense. They had to have, and Dr. Sebi being the main one of them all, and now they have to silence all those. Hey, dead men and women can't tell no secrets, man. All right. They all died under suspicious, exactly, circumstances. Interesting.
And that's
Go ahead,
then
brother.
what does this devil do, man? All right, dealing with the medicine, you know, the stuff that can cure a lot of the cancers and the, you know, ailments that people face. He outlaws, like vitamin B17. Okay, so that's just a prime example that this is the devil that we're dealing with, man. Esau, evil.
Just to add, that's why these presidential figures are perishing around the globe.
And you got to
I'm gonna finish this. Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And again, we mentioned that's him trying to establish his new world order. It says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Yeah, he gonna go about that in the name of medicine. All right, that's why the scripture talk about in Revelation the 18th chapter. You know what I'm saying? Where it talk about what it says? Sorcery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you go
Witchcraft.
to the word sorcery, right? It goes back to the Greek word pharmakia.
Yeah, he know, but he got just a little time, man.
That's it.
Matter of fact, somebody get Revelation 12 and 12 and Revelation 12 and 10. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Bring them out.
Revelation 22 and 2. It says, in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, there was the tree of life, which bare 12 manners of fruit, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healings of the nations. Right? So not only do we're going to have that ultimate wisdom of the heavens, but also all science. Right? From the like how King Solomon said, which I believe is in the 7th chapter, he understood the operations of elements and the virtual roots, right? So you have your roots, your leaves, that's good for different things, right? And certain people, they actually understand the actual science behind certain of these plants on this side. And like the elder said, sometimes they get whacked or however it go.
This Sirach 38 and 4. The Lord has created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. In fact, was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known.
See, now you can go say out of the First Amendment Constitution that we have a freedom of religion. I can tell them right now that my healing comes from the trees. My healings come from the plants. My healings come from the diversity of roots. And you know what they're going to tell me? We said this is what it is, and you can. Matter of fact, over in France right now, they have bouncers at the stores. They have bouncers at the stores. So this one lady was getting ready to come in, and all you saw was the bouncer taking her and throwing her ass out, and she's like, no, and she kept trying to get in, and the other one came out and said, no, you ain't getting in. You're not coming in, right? Unless you're stabbed up. Man, goddamn it, man, this place is vexation.
Yeah, we gonna say those for last. Y'all brothers done?
Yeah, that was it.
All right, yeah. Go ahead.
Everybody done.
This Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. So what he's trying to do with his mandates, he's coming in the form of peace and convenience. What did they just have Kamala Harris talking about? Loving your neighbor. Is this not loving your neighbor? And so here it is, they coming with their mandates, man, trying to force them waters, man. It says what? And by peace shall destroy many. That's that democracy the brother was going into. Here it is, he try to constantly push and promote his democracy his way. All right, and in the process, he's destroying the world, the moral of the people. All right, the ideologies and all of that, man. All right, it says what? He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Man.
That's it.
You're gonna fail miserably, man.
That's right, and it's gonna be broken through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right, this place is done. This place is finished. It's finito. All right.
Real quick. This is going to the whole medical field and stuff. It's called the
Hippocratic oath.
The Hippocratic Oath, which when you read like a little brief definition of it is for the physicians to treat the ill to the best of one's ability. It also goes into not going into abortions and ultimately not to do no harm.
And there's some doctors who are holding up to that, and those doctors are being blackballed
Yep,
and
blacklisted.
demonized.
Yep. Now they're
Right.
they matter of fact, they're getting kicked out of their practices if they're part of a bigger hospital, unless they have a private practice, and then they're being censored on every major social media platform unless they on BitChute or Band TV now.
You was talking about that dude, Ron Paul. The Ron Paul who
Yeah, yeah.
went to it with Dr. Fauci.
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul. So like,
And it turns out that Rand Paul is an actual medical
Yep.
doctor
Huh.
who practiced for 30 years.
And that's
so
why
he's
he's
not
snapping.
just some
Huh.
right. So
He
he's
said, "I know
not
what the
just
fuck I'm talking
he's
about."
not just a senator. He was a practicing doctor for 30 years, man.
exactly.
Man, that's why we need the Lord saving, man.
So right, even these accredited doctors, man, you know, all it takes is the swipe of a pen from Esau, man, right? And then it cancel their ass. Like Nino Brown.
Right, you're right. You're now your licenses,
Yep.
and he's all
Your
about the
license
license.
revoked.
If he revokes your license, you just fucked.
You can't work no
You
more.
can't practice
work,
medicine
man.
no more.
That's right.
Right, and he's like, yeah, we took your medical license. You keep talking, we're gonna take your driver's license.
That's it.
Right.
That's why we.
So that's why. But you know what, Esau, you about to be revoked, man.
That's right.
All right. As a matter of fact, your paper's been drawn up, man. Your time is short.
That's it.
All right. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Wa Abba Babal.
Abba, Abba.
Bob,